I particularly value the approach that Catherine takes to her work. She is what I would describe as professionally elegant, in as much as she listens very carefully to what her clients want to try and achieve, works very, very hard to understand behind the scenes in a client's mind what really is important to them, therefore understanding which points in a contract are going to be the ones worth arguing about and the ones not. But equally, I was been very, very impressed with Catherine's attitude to the opposition's lawyers in the past, where even though she's far more superior in experience and actually better technically, she never let the opposition's lawyer actually feel that she was not very good, and did a really good job of managing the process whilst also managing the other side's lawyers for us. So I value that hugely. I value the listening to what we say, acting upon that, but really understanding what's important to us out of the transaction and focusing on that. And she's been a pleasure to deal with.
So I first met Catherine Mortimer 15 years ago when I first joined Applicable. Then we were all about company formation, company structure, preparing the business for a very prompt .com sale. And we've continued our relationship over the next 14 years.
The type of work that Catherine's done for me in the past has involved a number of different businesses that I've been a shareholder in. The most recent is a transaction to help us acquire a local firm of financial advisors, Moneywise, helping the Fidelius business where she was lead for Royds, Withy in the transaction.
Most recently, Catherine's worked with us on the sale of Applicable. People say it can be tricky working with the French in M&A and working with the Japanese also. So helpfully, we brought both.
One particularly eventful evening when we were drawing to the conclusion of our transaction with Moneywise meant that Catherine and her colleagues had to pull an all-nighter. So we ordered the pizzas. In fact, I think she even went to get them. And it did mean that we worked all night. In fact, I got to go home with my COO, Gary, for a wash and a freshen up, but we came back to sign contracts first thing in the morning, and she was still at it and had been incredibly diligent about making sure that we hit our deadline of getting the deal done, irrespective of what it took. If I ally that going the extra mile to all of her skills professionally, she's a great person to deal with, and certainly somebody who I'd look to use in the future.
So, as the deal elongated, it became absolutely essential to maintain momentum. For me, it meant sending emails at 1 and 2 in the morning at the end of the working day and beyond, updating on various issues, decisions and so on. What was completely brilliant though, was that Catherine was obviously working on the same time pattern as me, and I was getting responses and feedback and updates deep into the night. Anyway, all that being said, what was most important was we did maintain the momentum and we got the deal over the line on schedule.
When you're in a room with a client, you know that whatever the time frame is going to be, Catherine will deliver. She's got just an incredible appetite for work, and she never ever lets anything get in the way of delivering for that particular client. But it goes outside of work as well, so she's juggling so many things all the time. And even when she's at her most pressured point, you can still go to her desk and she'll still smile and she'll still answer your question. And that's a really valuable thing.